Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
You already know what it is.
Uh-huh.
You already know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
We are back like that on this Super Bowl Sunday. But still, we back talking Falcons football. We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, because that's the only team that matters today.
Sheesh. We'll get straight to it. Let's go ahead and start the show. Yep. We back
We live.
like that. So easy to do this, man. One time for the fan. Season 3 episode. It's all over the place, man.
Oh, we're gonna have
Well
it
up
next
there.
show. We're gonna have it next show. I have to go back in the archives. I'm gonna count all the shows. We're gonna have it right next show.
Sheesh. We well up there. One time for the fan. Of course, you know we're talking Falcons football. Every Wednesday, every Sunday for those that know the old schedule. The new schedule is every Sunday now until the season gets, popping. But the season about to get popping real soon, so we might start cranking up these Wednesday shows. We got a lot to talk about tonight on One Time for the Fan. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. See people sending texts.
Is it really happy?
See people sending texts like Happy Super Bowl. Okay. For whoever's enjoying it. I will say that I'll be watching too as well because it's football. Football is football.
No. I'm watching the Rihanna concert.
The free Rihanna concert?
They got the free Rihanna concert. There's a football game at the Rihanna concert.
That too as well. I love how people say there's a football game at the Rihanna concert. She's that big of an artist. It's gonna be lit. I ain't gonna lie, it's gonna be lit. And the halftime show is always big when it comes to the Super Bowl. But in the previous years, they had some pretty good performances, and this is just gonna add to it today. Seeing Rihanna perform. Somebody posted they're doing a Fenty party on social media. I guess it's the Rihanna's her brand, right?
Yeah,
that's her brand. So that I guess people dressing up in Fenty to come watch Rihanna perform today. Not even just the game. It's Rihanna's big performance. Who knows? She might be going back on tour. She might drop some new music. Who knows?
Oh, where that party at?
Shit. One time for the fan. Bodie, how you been since the last time we talked, brother?
I was sick as hell yesterday, but I feel better today. So
feeling much better.
Yeah, so I'm about to get these wings and things, and about to enjoy some commercials and a Rihanna halftime show.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and that game, maybe I might look at that.
Might have to do the Rihanna counter here on the show today. We said Rihanna's name quite a bit already here on One Time for the Fan. I mean, Rihanna is performing at the Rihanna Super Bowl today.
We'll say Rihanna more than we'll say Super Bowl on this show.
Sure. Sheesh. One time for the fan. LaMarcus Boys in the chat. You said, "What's up, fellas?" Marcus, we came here to talk about some Falcons.
What's good, LaMarcus?
That's what we.
How you doing, brother?
One time for the fan. LaMarcus, you're probably standing outside of State Farm Stadium out there in Arizona because you're in Arizona. Who knows what's going on with LaMarcus right now? I'm sure he's enjoying the festivities out there. When the Super Bowl comes to your city, it is a nice feeling. I mean, all the fans coming in town and people shopping at the malls and buying up stuff, and that's pretty good look for the city. So shout out to Arizona for hosting it. I believe Atlanta even might get a chance to bring it back. One time coming up in the future. So that'd be pretty cool, especially if the Falcons, get back on track and they end up playing in there. But my thing is winning the Super Bowl down in New Orleans coming up in a couple years. That would be the ultimate.
That'd be
greatest
everything
thing in the world.
Oh,
right. You can't win it next year in Vegas. Go win it the year after in New Orleans.
Yeah.
That would be great. One time for the fan. We'll be there. We'll definitely be there.
And folks think we far off. We're not far off from getting back there. This offseason being shaking the right way and this draft going the right way, and we not far off at all.
Damn sure ain't. Marcus Boyd, shout out to you. Pamela Johnson's in the chat. She said hello.
Hey,
what's going on, Pamela? Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. We've been doing so well since we first started the podcast. Shout out to all the fans who support the podcast, because
yeah. Shout out to the day ones like Pamela.
A lot of day 1, 2s, and 3s.
And, that's great. No, I was just saying, shout out to you guys. Hey, what's good?
Tag a Falcons friend, tag a Falcons family member. Bring them on up in here. We're almost at 300 subscribers, so let's get there. What's going on, Kiara?
Kiara been showing out on Facebook. I have to stop. She said something. I forgot. I was like, man, get me off of here. I forgot what she said.
She's lit. She's a diehard Falcon fan.
Had me laughing yesterday, and I was sick as hell. My stomach was hurting. I appreciate that laugh.
Be careful commenting. I'm sure Zuckerberg's watching her page hard, ready to ban and boot anybody who comments on that page. Can they both lose?
That's what I said. Shit. Both of them. Get out of here.
Who was in the versus Bayery? Oh man. AJ Thomas, man. Hey, where you coming with this one, man?
Oh,
where you come from with this one? Welcome to the chat, first of all. Welcome to the podcast. God damn, put me on the spot. On a podcast. I gotta go with both, man. I mean,
you gotta go with both.
It's tough, man. You can't. They both got hits, bro, for days. Bro. Like you can't. It's it's a tie. Like they can match.
So we talking Bayhive versus the Navy. Is that where her fans name? The Navy.
It's so tough.
They both so strong.
That's so tough. I just see some good versus too, Bodie.
I say Beyonce. Personally.
I mean, personally, yeah. If you're going like smash hits, you're gonna say Beyonce.
I mean, is Beyonce's tickets gonna be $1,000 a piece?
Yeah.
Is Beyonce's tickets gonna be? I mean, is Rihanna's tickets gonna be as high as they are right now?
Well, she has to go back on tour first to see, but I know Beyonce's
I guess
killing it right now.
I don't. They both on that pedestal.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
They're both very good artists. I know that. In a versus, that's tough. That's so tough right now because they can put something on, and then Rihanna put something on. You like, oh no! But if you're going like smash mouth hits, I mean, more of the music fans, I guess, would say Beyonce.
Yeah. Beyonce got to bring out some damn Destiny Child shit.
Shout out for her for what she's doing right now. She gets added another show to the stadium.
Yeah,
it's gonna be crazy.
3 nights. That's extra money in her pocket, and that's crazy.
She's killing it, man. Stadium's gonna be packed too. I'd love to hear Rihanna drop some new music, or at least something about a tour or something coming up. That'd be pretty cool today because people expect the halftime artist to drop something new. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is, right, bud?
Yeah, I mean, I am an artist myself. No, I'm lying, but no, I mean, like she don't need to make no music. She making all the money off them draws and all them lingeries that you can even imagine. Like she don't need to do nothing but just stay black and die.
One time for the fan. Chase is in the chat. Chase, he'll probably be with us on the next up and coming
podcast. Chase, hey man, you washed my car very badly. There's some smudges on that motherfucker. I'm gonna need you to do better. All right. I got this new wax.
Gosh. Imported? ATL, we deep next year. Rise up. Miss you fellas and the fans in the comments. Rise up. One time for the fan. Chase.
Absolutely, Chase.
Here.
Now, you're my boy, Chase. You know that.
Pamela Johnson's on the same tip we on. We were all waiting for the halftime show.
Yeah, this is
all
that matters.
Halftime show.
That's all that matters.
I can just tell you right now, just the amount of screams and yells and just noise is probably going to be coming from this area where I'm in right now. All the fans who's going to be entertained by watching the show. Evening, my guys, preparing the wings now.
Hey, You make your own wings. I need to get on that tip. Shout out to y'all, man. Out of your fucking mind. Shout out to y'all, John and Mike.
We had Out of Your Falcons Mind on. Sorry, I just got a personal message. We just had Out of Your Falcons Mind on the other day, last week Sunday. Great show. Mike wasn't able to join us, but John held it down. And definitely, when you put them two together, you can see why Out of Your Falcon Mind is one of the new up and coming podcasts right now that's doing a great job in the Falcons community with their content too as well. And we're going to get them back on the podcast together. But this is a friendship that's going to be going a long way, especially with us being Falcon fans, them being Falcon fans.
And we're going to be frequent. We're going to be frequent on each other's podcasts because that's just the type of brotherhood we got. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to them.
Definitely. Least, one time for the fan.
What's good?
Listen to us on Google Podcasts. Listen to us on Spotify, Stitcher. Got some more sites we'll be coming up on too as well. Anchor.fm too as well. For everybody that's been listening, everybody that's been watching on YouTube, those that's catching on Twitter and everything. Shout out to you as well. I believe that could be Mike or John. Who is that over there? Who's that over there? We don't know who it is, but shout out to everybody over there.
Both of them
works with and helps create Out of Your Falcon Mind content because they are definitely something to be watching this year. The Loach is in the building. He said, "What's good, fellas? What's good?"
What's good?
Got a lot to go over here. Chilling. If you guys just reacted to the news today, it just came out about an hour ago. Derek Carr said no to the Aints. Of course, the news people kept hearing was, is Carr going to be the quarterback coming to New Orleans? Because we talked about that last week, about the NFC South with Desmond Ridder and Ryan Trask and Matt Corral and Jameis Winston. And, of course, we know looking at the NFC South, teams are thinking just like us outside of the Falcons. How can we strengthen our quarterback room to go win this NFC South? Falcon fans want Lamar Jackson. Falcon fans want Desmond Ridder. It's the same thing going on in the NFC South with a lot of these other teams too. They don't want Matt Corral. They don't want Matt Corral out there playing quarterback. They don't want Jameis Winston up there playing no quarterback. And they don't want no Ryan Trask up there playing no quarterback. So you best believe that the NFC South could get shaken up really, really soon. And with the news of Derek Carr meeting with the Saints for the past couple of weeks now, and then today the news broke about an hour ago, he said no to New Orleans. So the market value is definitely going to go up more now for Derek Carr. Can end up in Carolina, could end up in Tampa. It's tough to look at the NFC South and think that's going to be your NFC South going to next season. And I'm a diehard Falcons fan, and I want the best and greatest path for our team to get to the Super Bowl. And it's looking like if you have these quarterbacks next year, Desmond Ridder is your kind of standout favorite in the NFC South. But then again, you have three other teams, Bodie, who's probably preparing to go get a quarterback. Whether it be a rookie, high pick, or it could be a veteran. There's a lot of quarterbacks on the market right now. Brady is gone. The paperwork officially has been sent. The retirement work is gone. So Aaron Rodgers is on the market, apparently.
Yeah.
We don't know if he'll stay in Green Bay, but the way his comments sound like he could be out the door.
Ain't looking like it.
Geno Smith as well. Had a fantastic season last year. Just won Comeback Player of the Year. Something to look at too as well. Derek Carr just said no to New Orleans. Doesn't mean he can't say no to Carolina or Tampa. But they're looking for quarterbacks in the NFC South. And it's going to get a little hot here in just a few hours. Because we'll get to that in a couple minutes on our next segment of, if you guys don't know, in the past, the Falcons have made some moves days after the Super Bowl, hours after the Super Bowl in the past. So be prepared for the Falcons to do something very soon. I know today's Super Bowl Sunday, but be prepared for the Falcons within the next 30 days to make some moves. So Falcon fans, you should be excited right now listening to this podcast that things are getting ready to happen. That's why the name of the podcast is the end of the 2022 season in the NFL, but it's the start of the 2023 season for the Falcons, because once that game is over tonight, they're getting to work.
Oh, yeah.
They're getting to work. They've already been working. Oh, but they're about to get to work.
Real work.
Bodie? NFC South, I know throwing this out there in the wind right now. This wasn't on the itinerary, but your thoughts on just the NFC South getting ready to probably strengthen up their quarterbacks to compete against the Atlanta Falcons?
I mean, it's just obvious that, I would say the Panthers, they're in a good position to get one of the top rookies. They can get a Stroud or maybe even a Bryce Young. You know what I'm saying? They can trade up to get that. The Saints. I wouldn't even totally rule out. Okay, John, I see you. I wouldn't even totally rule out the Saints still getting Carr if they cut what's the name? If the Raiders cut him, he still could sign.
What's about to happen?
Yeah, so I just think they didn't give the Raiders the satisfaction of trading so they can get something back. Like so you helping the Raiders down you, and you're gonna help him. He has a no trade clause. He's still gonna get his money if they cut him. And he like, I'm not helping you guys get anything. Y'all gave up on me. F y'all. So they're gonna have to cut him, still pay him his money, and he can still go with the Saints. So I mean, there's options. Quarterbacks on the move. All the teams need one. I would say we don't need one. We're good. They haven't committed for him being our number one, Ritter, but they're doing their due diligence. They just want to see how the off season goes. So I think that it's just going to be a tough. How it's going to go? How does quarterback carousel in the NFC South is going to go? I have no effing idea. And if you get it right, you better play the lottery right the fuck now, because I have no idea how it's going to go. I don't know who's coming. Aaron Rodgers could come in the NFC South. You just never know. So
Aaron Rodgers, Geno Smith, Lamar Jackson, probably Zach Wilson, Jimmy G. Plus, you got the rookie quarterbacks coming out into the draft. You're talking about maybe a position change for a lot of these quarterbacks. Maybe about 7 teams could get new quarterbacks this year.
It's going to happen.
3 of the teams being in the NFC South, or 4 of the teams being in the NFC South. I don't want to go away from the Lamar Jackson talk.
Yeah, we can't.
But we have to
act
talk
like
about
it's not there. Now, whether we want it or not, it's there, and it's a possibility.
We're going to get to that because after we had the conversation with John, we're out of your Falcon mind. The day after, of course, you guys heard about the Lamar Jackson talk. Could be $100 million apart in contract talks right now. That is tough. Falcon fans, y'all want that? That's what y'all want in y'all organization? Like, y'all really want one player right now after we just came out of this same situation? You guys really want? This is just a tweet, man.
If we get Lamar, just think about this. Yeah, it sounds good on paper. We get Lamar, but we might have enough money to sign one decently prominent free agent.
Probably gonna have enough money to sign me.
You don't want to sign him. No.
Definitely want to sign me if you want to win.
No, the hell you don't.
I got some good news coming up. Shout out to Big Country that ran that 40 the other day too as well. Hopefully we can get to some other content coming up in the near future. But Bodie, hearing the Lamar Jackson talk, Ravens could be $100 million apart in contract talks. Then you're hearing Mark Andrews and other players in Baltimore saying, "Oh, we love Lamar to stay. He got to stay. We need him here forever." But y'all want to deal with 100? Y'all want to deal with this stuff again? That's what y'all want. Can't do it.
Baltimore has been frugal with quarterbacks since they've existed. They haven't had to pay a quarterback this much ever. Okay. So this is new territory for that organization. That's why they're hesitant. If they really wanted to keep him, they would have been signed his ass to an extension during the season.
I think the tag is coming up. I think the tag or information of Lamar's coming up this week.
He's not playing on no effing tag. He's not.
Something about Lamar's coming up before the end of the month.
But yeah, we're gonna find it. It's gonna iron out, and we're gonna know something probably by the draft.
It's way before the draft. You're gonna find out something probably before March with Lamar.
Oh, that's cool. Free agency is first, right?
Yes.
And then so we'll find out something then.
The cool thing about this is, we're gonna get to that segment later, but tomorrow morning, it's about to get crazy in the NFL. We're gonna talk about that in just a minute, but let's get to what people want to talk about here on One Time for the Fan. Ryan Nielsen, the defensive coordinator, his comments. Of course, we had the podcast last week with Out of Your Falcons Mind. Following day, Ryan Nielsen speaks to the media.
Yeah.
Shout out to William McFadden too as well. William, he got some information for us. I mean, we saw it. I'm sure Falcon fans saw it. It was on YouTube. It was on Twitter, Facebook as well. They asked Ryan about the 3-4 to 4-3. What are you running? Pretty much, he kind of said pretty much multiple. Get to the quarterback.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever works.
Falcon fans, you're hearing that now, and this is what you want because a couple weeks ago, go back on the podcast that we were talking about a couple weeks ago when we didn't have the DC. We kept talking about what is the new DC going to do? Is he going to change it up? We're going to be running just straight up nickel. We're going to run it straight up 3-4. We're going to run a 4-3. What are we doing? We don't know. He came out and said it flat up. Multiple. Just get.
You know what he's doing? He's saying that because he got to evaluate the talent he has, and he got to play the defense around the talent he has. If you know, I'm saying like the D lineman, whatever matches up perfectly in a 3-4, 4-3, whatever it takes. He got to match up personnel with a type of defense. What the personnel we're getting and the personnel we have. So it's not gonna. He can't commit to just I'm running the 4-3.
Yeah,
it's just not his. You know, and plus it's a new age. Who says you just have to run 4-3 or 3-4? You know what I'm saying? It's a new age in football. Just like running mobile quarterbacks, like it's different.
You have a defensive coordinator and a defensive staff that can put together different schemes to disrupt the offense.
I love it.
You do what you have to do to get it done. That's in my opinion.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna throw it out there.
And I feel like he gonna call some blitzes for your ass. Like,
so if you're looking at the Saints' defensive numbers in the past couple of years, them linebackers get to the quarterback too as well.
Yeah.
So it's funny how you mentioned players who's here this year and who's going to be coming to the team because he mentioned Troy Anderson in the conference. He's already spoke to Troy.
Yeah.
Your new defensive coordinator has already spoke to Troy Anderson. What does that tell you, Falcons fans?
I wouldn't be surprised if Troy had 4 to 5 sacks this year.
What does that tell you, Falcons fans? He's already called Troy Anderson.
He on.
What is he on to? Remember what he said? He got hired on Friday evening. Sunday, he was heading off to the Shrine Bowl.
Yep.
In between that time, talk to Troy Anderson and Grady. Falcon fans, I'm telling you, Ryan Nielsen's coming here to work. And this leads me to believe if you went in there and talked to Troy, don't want to just throw anything out there. But that means you're putting a lot of faith early in your young middle linebacker.
Yep. He went up to Troy. He was like, yeah, we're going to be fast and physical. We're going to be fast and physical.
Don't preach the Dan Quinn shit. Dan Quinn ain't here.
Shit.
But hearing that news just had me thinking. I was just sitting there in the chat tweeting like, wait, you talked to Troy already? You got like 6 months, bro. Got like 4 months really get them boys in the building. But talk to Troy?
Bro, that's
one of your first calls on your defense.
That's how you make a first impression. And that's how you get your players to respect you as a coach. He reached out, it's Ryan Nielsen. You know, just wanted to talk to you. That's respect thing.
Falcon fans,
they're gonna fake the ball.
One time for the fan.
We get 50 sacks this year.
Sheesh, boy, you get 50 plus sacks here in Atlanta. That's playoffs automatic.
We get 50 sacks.
You get 30 plus sacks. I told y'all I can give you 5 more sacks. I can give you 3 sacks right now that could have changed the situation of any of one of those losses this year. That could have put us in the playoffs. 3 sacks.
Easily.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. And they had how many in New Orleans? 48?
40 something. Yeah. A lot.
70 plus for Eagles?
70. Yep. Insane.
Falcon fans, you hearing this about us, about what we talking about with Troy Anderson? Because go back when we was going through the draft. Back last year. Go back when we was doing the mini camps. Going up there to the Flowery Branch facility, watching the practices. We kept talking about Troy. Kept mentioning it. Ryan Foley and the other Ryan came on with the, what is it? The Cat Cast?
Yeah. R&R Cat Cast.
The R&R Cat Cast. The Montana State podcasters who cover Montana State football and told us about Troy. And right now you're looking at it. This Troy might be our guy in the middle, in the middle, Troy Anderson. Another young, solid rookie linebacker. Still has some things to work out. He's not the greatest. But to know that if that's one of your first calls you made was to your middle linebacker, I feel good about where this defense could be heading in the future. Another bit of information that came out this week, Bodie. Dave Huxtable from the University of Alabama is now with our defensive coaching room right now.
Yeah.
The years of experience for Dave Huxtable as well.
I ain't talking about Cliff.
Sheesh, not the Huxtables. I'm talking about the years of experience.
You talking about Jello pudding pops. You talking about the real deal.
One time for the fan. Ryan Nielsen, Jerry Gray, and now you got Dave Huxtable here in the room. We'll find out closer to the season what his role will be here in Atlanta. But just the years of experience, fellas. I mean, come on. Iowa State, Georgia, 1982, Independence, 1983, Western Kentucky, Eastern Carolina, Georgia Tech. This is 1992. Georgia Tech, 1995. 1996, Georgia Tech. East Carolina, 1998. Oklahoma State, 2000. North Carolina, 2001. 2002, 2003, North Carolina. UCF, 2004. This man's been coaching since the 80s, bro.
The early 80s.
Sheesh.
Shit.
Most present was the Texas analyst 2020, Alabama defensive analyst 2021 to 2022, and then now Atlanta Falcons president. But still,
analyst, think about it. That analyst position, that's a respectable position because you done been a coach, you done served your time, you done coached, and you to come on those prominent programs like that as an analyst, that's respect. That's nothing but respect. Think about that. And I mean, like you said, he's been coaching since the 80s. So, like, he's out here now. He's gonna come here as an assistant. He's gonna help Ryan Nielsen because Ryan Nielsen he's gonna help him usher him in to calling these plays. His first time calling plays on defense, and I love it. I love that coach is getting all these veterans around him to help him just feel at home. And Coach Nielsen gonna call the plays, but all these other coaches really just settling them down, getting them right. So it's just a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge.
Out of your Falcon mindset, between him and Gray, wealth of knowledge for Nielsen to pull from. Let me tell you something.
Love it.
It's big when you have a new defensive coordinator coming in the room with a defense that wasn't doing so well in the past couple of years, and now you have a chance to go in there and change everything. You have a chance to change the culture of that locker room. You have a chance to really change the culture of what can happen on that field.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you right now, Falcons fans, as you heard what Out of Your Falcon Mind just said and what Bodie just said, the experience, the knowledge of some of these coaches that's around Ryan Nielsen right now, it's the same feeling I would have had if Dean Pease would have had these same minds around him too as well for that coaching staff. Because the years of experience was just amazing for Dean Pease. His knowledge of the game, like we talked about it, he can talk football all day.
All day long.
24/7 talk football all day. And these are the type of guys you're bringing in this room. Jerry Gray, Ryan Nielsen, Dave Huxtable. Some more pieces that's getting ready to be added to the table here for the Falcons. But I guarantee you, this defense is about to turn around.
Yeah.
They're about to turn around. Way more than 21 sacks.
They're not going to be on that 21-18 sack bullshit.
No,
we're not on that.
I don't see it.
We're not doing that shit.
I don't see it. Coming from where Jerry Gray came from, his past couple of years, coaching defense, Ryan Nielsen's experience and knowledge as well, coaching defense, and too as well, Dave Huxtable being in the building. They're scouting right now of who needs to be in this building to make this team better. And hearing Nielsen's comments, attack, what they're about to do, mentioning earlier about, how most teams love to run on first down and pass on second.
Mm-hmm.
So time to get to the quarterback is big for Ryan Nielsen.
And like I said,
he's doing it over the years. He's going to do it again. Bodie?
I was saying, like I said before, him putting us in just a 3-4 or 4-3 is boxing us up. You get to unlock potentials. You get to see where players thrive at when you run multiples. You can run that. Some of them are great in 4-3 stances in different positions. Some are great in 3-4 stances. We're gonna play all of that shit. So we're gonna really we're gonna really bring the heat. It's just I just like that mentality. You know, the old coaches and we in that mindset that coaches gotta run a defense. They gotta run a 3-4. They gotta run a 4-3. That is not the case anymore. This is a new league. This is new. So Coach Nielsen, a young whippersnapper, he's ready to turn up.
Man. The whippersnapper?
Whippersnapper. Damn right. He ready.
Falcon fans, I know y'all ready for Ryan Nielsen. I know y'all ready for this defense to turn around. Justin Newman, what's good, man? Glad that you can be in here on our Super Bowl edition of One Time for the Fan. We just chopped it up real quick with y'all. Got about another 30 minutes before we get up out of here, and then everybody can go watch Rihanna. Damn, what are the two teams they're playing again?
Dumb and Dumber.
Shit.
All right.
One Time for the Fan. Jesus Christ, buddy. I don't know how to say it. Teams that never won a Super Bowl.
Ugh.
This is tough, right? It's a Super Bowl edition. Arizona, Carolina, Detroit, the Chargers, Vikings, Texans, Bengals, Bills, Browns, Jaguars, Titans, and the Falcons. So here's the deal, right? So when it goes for what team am I pulling for today, right? As a Falcon fan, and you guys can have your own opinion, but as a Falcon fan, I don't want to see the NFC win today. I'm not that guy where, you know, long ago as a Georgia fan, oh, Alabama's in it. It's for the SEC. No, it's not. I didn't want to see Bama in it either. I'm a dog guy. I want to see the Bulldogs in it. As a Falcon fan, I want to see the Falcons in it. Yeah. So the Eagles have already had their Super Bowl a couple years ago, and the Chiefs now are going back to get another Super Bowl.
Yeah, they have.
A lot of these players are on the same roster from both of those seasons.
Exactly.
For me as a Falcon fan, I wouldn't mind to see the Chiefs win. You don't want Eagles fans all up in their shit again, dog.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't.
Eagles fans are just obnoxious. So I hope they lose. That's I mean, if I had to choose gun to head, I'll go for the Chiefs.
Gotta go with the Chiefs on this one, honestly, because you know, as a Falcon fan, you might see the Eagles again before you see the Chiefs.
Yeah. So.
And if you reach the playoffs next year, everybody want playoffs. All right, I know it's any game, and it's Sunday, whatever.
Think about it. If they win, they might be more. They might
stack to go to next year and try to do it again.
Keep their core together, but if they lose, it might just shoot some of that damn confidence out of them. They might disperse. They might lose a lot of them guys. They might suck next year. You know,
it was kind of like the Bengals a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "Nah, I don't need them to go back to the Super Bowl because they're trying to get out of that team that never won a Super Bowl pool." Nah, we ain't winning. Yeah. You ain't winning. Show ass back down here. Show ass back down here.
Come back down to this level. Back down here.
Eagles got theirs. Can't say much about it. It happened a couple years ago. Chiefs
that was
got
their
theirs
first
already.
Super Bowl, right?
It happened. Huh?
Was that the Eagles' first Super Bowl when they won a couple years ago?
Yeah. They got theirs, and then the Chiefs got theirs too as well a couple years ago. So I ain't tripping. Yeah, you know. But as a Falcon fan, you just want to see a good game, I guess. Yeah. But I don't want to see the Eagles win either.
Yeah. I'd rather Rihanna come in the fucking game and just.
Wait, Rihanna's gonna be there? I didn't know.
Where's the Rihanna counter? Pull us down on the screen. You got to get the budget.
The Rihanna counter's at like 30 right now. Too much Rihanna.
Rihanna.
Falcons looking to make some moves really soon. Falcon fans. Here's where it goes, right? The title of this podcast, you can see, is the end of the 2022 season for the NFL. But for the Falcons, it truly begins today. Once that clock strikes 0, there's a lot of players on that Eagles team who's about to be free agents. I know you heard the news today. The OC has now gone. He's going to be the head coach of Indy. So now the Eagles defensive coordinator is gone after today, and the Eagles OC is gone after today. And there is about 15 plus free agents on the Eagles defense too as well, who's going to be gone. as well. One name that we talked about, Bodie, that Hargraves.
Yeah.
Javon Hargrave. He's going to be available.
That's a name.
It's a decent deal. I think you should probably look at here in Atlanta if you don't end up snagging Deron Payne.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very solid player. He'll definitely work well next to Grady. So this is what I'm looking at today. When I'm looking at the Super Bowl, I'm looking at, hey, let's just say we do snag Javon Hargrave in the offseason. I'm watching this game today to see how he plays.
Yeah.
You know, some of these names are going to be free agents. You don't know. Javon Hargrave, Fletcher Cox, Miles Sanders, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, James Bradbury, Kazir White, guard Isaac Samula, Marcus Epps, Robert Quinn. Yeah. Wouldn't mind having Robert Quinn here in Atlanta for a year.
Yeah.
I think he's had like 200 sacks in the past 7 games.
Probably shit.
Robert Quinn?
Yeah.
Bro. You got the bag. And shout out to CP on Twitter.
Hey, he recruiting.
Just recruiting.
Literally just saying. I mean, it ain't tinkering or when he's saying it. Like
he added everybody in the NFL.
He's the one calling you.
Just at everyone. He's like, yo, guys, Deron, we got the bag. Come on down to Atlanta.
Come on, Deron.
Well, thank you, CP. Guess we ain't got to do it on this podcast. You got the players doing it. That's the love that you want. That's why he's a fan favorite here in Atlanta. That's why people talk about him. No, we gotta let CP go. He gonna cost too much in a minute, and you getting older. Man, hell no. CP's that fan favorite. He's that guy. We gotta keep him here. Gotta protect CP.
Yeah, how many players advocating for their team like CP is? I ain't seen too many players do it. CP loves Atlanta. And he didn't have to come in. He could have went to some contender team and tried to go get a ring or something. He didn't have to come back here.
Do you see like Bears fans and other fans of teams he used to play for in the chat, like, come back to our team, please? We'll take you for another season.
Please. Yeah, because they need him. But, yeah. My guys
Falcon fans
doing good.
We know about this in the past, that days after the Super Bowl, the Falcons have made moves. From the Dante Fowler move.
Who?
Sheesh. That was shortly after the Super Bowl was played. The Calvin Ridley news, too, as well.
Who?
Sheesh. That was shortly after the Super Bowl was played as well. So be prepared within the next, I'll say it, 30 days or less. Moves are getting ready to be made. There's going to be some new faces here in Atlanta. There's going to be some faces gone. We have talked about some people who we want here in Atlanta next season. We have talked about some people who might not be here next season. Hearing the information about Ryan Nielsen calling Troy Anderson, I'm not setting up anything here in Atlanta. I'm not on the team. I'm not in the war room. But I'm just saying, if you're going side to side more with this defense than the DeMario Davis, Troy Anderson style linebackers, I don't know if you might have Rashad Evans on this team next year.
Explain.
I mean, there's a lot of Falcon fans that can agree or disagree. Rashad Evans kind of like just shoots the gap only on run blitzing. Pass coverage wasn't the best. As a fan, I'm just saying what I see. He's a terrific player.
Yeah.
But remember the last player who had all them tackles here in Atlanta too as well? Wasn't Rashawn like 5th in the league in tackles this year?
Something like that. He was up there. But that's the thing. He was just getting all those tackles that shouldn't have got past the fucking D-line that got past the D-line. Our D-line was butt cheeks. Let's call a spade a spade. We let a lot of shit get through our D-line. And they got to that second level and Rashawn made the tackle. And he's very good at what he does. It's just that we need a little more. I love Rashawn, though. But
I'm sure Ryan Nielsen is going to come in here, him, Jerry Gray, everybody on the team. They're going to come in here and they're going to work this defensive room. They're going to work to see who's going to stay, who's going to go, what calls going to be made. That's perfectly fine. But what I'm looking at right now, to build around what you already have, what you're going to be keeping next season, Rashawn can be out the door. It's possible Zoe Carter could be out the door.
Possible.
Teams are seeing the same thing we see, Falcons fans. I know you guys are saying, we got to keep Carter, we got to keep Rashawn. I know we got the bag, and I know that. But if the Falcons don't approach these guys and the contract is not there, the contract doesn't work. If they decide, hey, look, Rams going to give me more money, bro. All right, see fit, y'all out the door. Can't go overpaying these players either. You got to be smart about this money too as well.
Yes,
I mean, I'd love to see all these players definitely come back for another season, but players have to go. It is what it is.
My hope is Lorenzo wants to stay home, and he don't ask for an exuberant amount of money to possibly leave, because if he asks for too much, he's gone. I'm sorry. I think he has potential to stay if we get the right pieces around him, and he could work in and get like 6, 7, 8 sacks off of everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Let's say we get a Deron Payne, it'll make him better. You know what I'm saying? We get a Hargraves, it'll make him better. It's just how we get a better secondary, it'll make him better. You know?
The cool thing about what you're saying here, Bodie, and this might happen within today's podcast, next week's podcast, and the week after. So within the next 2 podcasts, we could see a new face here in Atlanta on that defensive line.
Yeah.
Or with the linebackers. Or in the secondary. But moves are getting ready to be made here shortly, Falcons fans, and I'm excited. Because, once again, it's the end of the 2022 season today. But it's the start for the Falcons as well. Once that clock strikes 0, you guys got to get to work, because we don't know what information we'll be dropping tomorrow or anytime this week. But just know that all NFL teams are getting ready to start going to work tomorrow. But be excited that your Falcons, with the cap, with the way they're sitting right now.
Maybe I can see that.
Bates. There it is. Oh, March 15th.
That is the day free agency begins.
Don't want to say moves can't be made now when it comes to what you have to do in the locker room. Goes with re-signing your players. Has a list of transactions here.
Like a month away.
I mean, right here it goes back to at least February the 17th when it says the Falcons have released Ricardo Allen and Allen Bailey. Remember that?
Yeah.
The 17th. Wait a minute. That's 5 days away.
Yeah.
March the 7th, the Falcons have signed punter Don Maggio. This is just in the past. March the 6th, the Calvin Ridley situation. February 14th, Falcons signed tight end Ryan Beckter to Akron. It's just certain moves is getting ready to be made.
All those are in-house though.
In-house moves, yes. In-house moves. I ain't talking about just going outside to the free agency. Free agency hits officially.
That's March 15th.
But there's going to be some moves made, as I mean the in-house moves. That's getting ready to happen. The Caleb McGarry situation, you could probably be hearing about that this week. You could probably hear about that shit tomorrow morning.
Real soon.
That'd be a big splash. Wouldn't that be a splash, Falcon fans? You wake up tomorrow morning, Falcons have resigned Caleb McGarry 6-year deal.
Okay.
That's a young Falcon fan right there in the building.
You got a visitor. Say hey to the people. Say hey people.
What's going on, my brother?
All right.
No more Nintendo Switch now. Time for bed.
Okay. See, that's the
Dre
thing.
was good.
Normally he'll be asleep by now, but we're doing an early show, so.
I mean, if you go back and look at the dates, it's on the Falcons website. You can see the dates that the Falcons made their transactions shortly after the Super Bowl. And you can see that in the next couple of days, something's going to happen here. They've done things in the first week or two right after the Super Bowl, kept things in-house. Can't wait to hear the news. The first thing you have to go do, and Terry talked about it on the comments a couple weeks ago in the Falcons season ticket holder call,
is cut Mariota.
Sheesh. I'm sure Falcon fans are expecting
it's going to happen.
I'm sure you're expecting
how much money we say we cut him?
That is true, but I'm sure you are expecting to cut Mariota.
Out of here.
I'm not. I don't want to hear the Casey Hayward situation, because I know Jeff Wolf mentioned Casey Hayward is here. He's under contract, but apparently I saw a stat that came out the other day from I think it's Sports Track.
Yeah,
it was on PFF, their financial site. They had said that the Falcons cut Casey Hayward, I believe they saved like $7 million or something.
Yes, so and that tough. Is something to think about.
That's something to think about too as well.
The man got injured. You don't know how he's going to come back. You just don't know. I ain't saying to cut him.
I want him here in Atlanta, but you're talking about
$7 million. That's a lot of money to sign somebody.
Yeah,
that's $7 million more to offer somebody like Deron Payne. Thank you very much.
But I will say it would be great to have Casey Hayward back here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think the Falcons could look at something and say, you know what? No, he didn't even get a chance to really finish the season with us. I mean, the pectoral tour is tough, but he's a great cornerback. Great cornerback here in the NFL.
He's also a veteran.
That is true. Philip Crawford said, "Did I miss the news? You didn't miss the news yet. It's coming up here shortly."
No, you didn't miss it yet, bro.
We ain't giving away $1 million, and we ain't got tickets to go see Rihanna.
Shit.
Dre said, "Dropping in to see what's up. Hosting a Super Bowl party. Catch the playbook later. Rise up to you.
Rise up,
and your guests, everybody who's over there at your Super Bowl party that you're over there having a good time. Go Falcons."
Absolutely.
Hope you're sipping the Grey Goose like we are. Travis said, "First time viewer here. Rise up.
Rise up, brother. Welcome.
That's good, Travis. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button.
You know, I ain't drunk enough today. I'll be drunk next
a couple earlier, but that's just because of the occasion.
My stomach. I'm getting over the stomach bug.
Out of your Falcon mindset, got to run and get this food going, boys. Have a great night and enjoy the game / halftime show.
Bro.
Rihanna?
the halftime show / game. But yeah.
Riri?
Right. Thanks for checking in, John. Appreciate that. Riri.
One time for the fan.
Wee.
Bodie?
Yes.
Mr. Blank made some comments too as well.
He did.
Made some comments discussing, hopefully, your QB1 going into next season, Desmond Ridder. And there are still a lot of Falcon fans right now who believe Desmond Ridder will not be the QB1 next year. They said he's good enough to be a QB2. They're not hating on that. They're just looking at it as, you have got to be out of your mind to start this kid next year when you got all this money to go entertain Lamar Jackson and other talent in the NFL. And of course, there's no other quarterback that's truly linked to the Atlanta Falcons than Lamar Jackson. So
I think it's
spend the bag.
I really think it's like a mind trick thing because we had Vic all those years. We had Vic all those years doing all that shit, and Lamar is he's black and he can run. I hate to say it, but it's like a mind trick thing. Okay, I'm gonna tell it like it is. All right, I'm gonna just say what it is. I mean, he just you got to be technical. You got to be smart about these things. That's why, and that's the thing. The front office, they're not ruling it out, but because they got to do their due diligence. But I mean, my guy, he has his issues. He has his injury issues. He has different things. I mean, yeah, he's a 1,000-yard rusher at quarterback, but it's just so much to unpack here. Like that money, that shit hurts me.
My thing is the money.
That's a lot of money,
so
and I think
boatload of cash.
I think he's like everybody sees him as Vic 2.0. That's why they're linking him here. I think it's like a subconscious thing.
There's a lot of fans.
There might be a hot take, but yeah.
And you can agree or disagree, Falcon fans who will be listening to the podcast and watching the podcast later. Don't forget, One Time for the Fan, every Sunday, 8 p.m. right here. Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts. It keeps going. There's a lot of Falcon fans who will say, if you sign Lamar, he's a seat filler. That's all he is. And there's going to be a lot of fans here returning PSLs and a lot of new fans buying PSLs.
That's a fact.
Because they want to see Lamar here in Atlanta.
That's a fact.
I will tell you this.
I'm
a diehard Falcon fan. Whoever the QB1 is next season, I will be in the building. I'm telling you, it could be me. I'm telling y'all.
I hope it ain't you.
I'm telling you.
Dear God.
But besides that, whoever the QB1 here is next year in Atlanta, I will be here supporting the team. And I've talked to a lot of fans who's on both sides of the fence when they say, I will not be there. I can't believe they'll go against Desmond Ridder. We need to see Desmond Ridder play. He's the future. And there's a lot of fans who's like, no, Lamar's our guy. This is it. He's going to take us to the Super Bowl. Blase. As a diehard Falcon fan, I'll be there.
Offense sells tickets, but defense wins championships. That's all I got to say.
Arthur Blank, the great Arthur Blank, said the Falcons owner felt like the rookie quarterback got better each game, more confident and self-assured within his own playmaking ability. What struck out the most to Blank was that Ritter didn't throw a single interception or have a turnover. In Blank's mind, that was vital. He also mentioned that he loved our young quarterback. And I heard a lot of fans mentioning in the chats after this and on the boards, Twitter, Facebook, oh, that's what the owner would say.
Yeah, I mean,
of course, he has to say that. He has to back up Desmond Ritter. Can't just throw him under the bus.
I mean, he does. But he did the same thing with Julio. And then Julio was gone.
My thing is this. That's very important too as well. He did the same thing with Julio because that's one of my friends said too as well. Thing with Julio. He said Julio's a Falcon for life, right?
Yeah. Right. Okay.
And that's what my friend is also saying, as other Falcon fans would say, they believe that talk even persuades Lamar to come here to Atlanta even more.
I mean,
it's like, oh yeah, we love our young quarterback. He was a great guy. Yeah, definitely. And then next news, Falcons sign Lamar Jackson. Like, oh shit, where did that come from?
I'm just saying. If Felipe was number one, he'd probably say the same shit.
Sheesh.
Let's be real.
Pamela Johnson, winning cure, all of that. How you feel this season in the bench? Look at this. Pamela Johnson is right because it could be Desmond Ritter. It could be Lamar Jackson. It could be me. You win games, you're going to fill the seats. It's not about just going out there and just spending some $200 million contract. Though I understand. You sign Lamar, and this is true. You sign Lamar, I think the seats will be filled way before Lamar even touches the bench.
Absolutely. Season tickets gonna sell out. Price of the brick going up.
They ain't even won a game yet. You didn't get to week 1, week 2, week 3, and the tickets gonna be sold out. And the ticket price gonna look like them Beyonce tickets too. When Lamar gets here. So if y'all was complaining before not buying them $32 tickets,
shit, try buying them $320 tickets.
I ain't saying nothing about hey. Couple Falcon fans talking about, man, them ticket prices too high, all this. And then they Instagram, they all up in the club buying bottles of the Douce. I'm like, well, are the prices too high or
price of the brick going up?
How much you paying for the Douce? How you complaining about the ticket prices being high in the bins and you buying Douce at doggone Tongue and Groove?
Exactly.
One time for the fan. Arthur Blank's comments on Desmond Ritter has me more positive to say that I hope he is the QB1 next year. We talked about this with Big Country. He's only making like what, less than $5 million on the cap right now. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Like, give the kid a shot. Give him a chance to show what he can do. Somebody trying to hit me for Beyonce tickets. They sold.
Got him.
They sold. I'm gonna get them Rihanna tickets next. But give the kid a chance. Right? I mean, you're going to put some weapons around him. I think through the social media art from the Falcons last year shows that they really want Ritter here.
Yeah.
The last game of the season, you could have posted anything. A team photo, a bunch of players, in the locker room and animation. You posted Desmond Ritter, Tyler Algier, and Drake London as your last photo for game 17. That's rookie wide receiver 1, rookie running back 1, rookie quarterback 1.
Should have put Pitts in there, but I digress.
Well, the message has been sent. This is your franchise. This is your future. Look at it right there. I mean, you could have put Koo in the picture. You could have put anybody in the picture. I'm trying to see through the picture and say, why would they post this? They're trying to let everybody see now. Now, if it comes to it next year, one more Tito's, please. If it comes to it next year. I saw the bartender walk by.
Yeah, damn, not the bartender. First she maintenance, now she bartending.
No, the drinks is over there. But check this out.
Did she watch the show?
No.
She can't watch the show. You calling up there?
I was a joke, man. It's a joke. It's a joke. I'm fixing drinks. It's a Super Bowl.
Not the bartender.
Check this out though. Cito made me lose it, man. When I had oh man.
Oh shit.
Oh man. One time for the fan.
She gonna whoop your ass.
Bodie, I tell you, man, I had something going here.
I don't know what the hell you was talking about either, but that shit was funny. Woo. Wait till we go to that Hawks game.
You have something going here with Desmond Ritter. Give the kid a shot.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
You're going to build around him. You have some weapons on offense next year. You get Pitts back. You have Patterson, Desmond Ridder, Drake London. I mean, you're going to put some more pieces there. You're going to add to the offense, which is why don't be surprised if the Falcons was to go running back at 8 and add to that running back room too as well. Cordell Patterson's getting to that part of his career where, is he going to be here for a long period of time? We don't know. Don't be surprised if they go for a wide receiver 2 in the draft. You need a wide receiver 2 right now. Not saying at the 8 pick, trade back down maybe. But don't be surprised if the Falcons end up doing some Falcon stuff to build towards their future. Because the Pitts perk worked out. Right now, the Ridder pick might have worked out. The London pick worked out. The Algier pick worked out. And if your offense is looking that good, oh, man, come on. You got to add to it.
You got to. The only way we'll go Bijan Robinson at 8 is if we get everything in free agency.
I don't see us going Bijan Robinson at 8. There's a lot of Falcon fans who want Bijan Robinson at 8. But that's tough, bro.
But that's ain't gonna lie. This is supposed to be one of the best prospects since Saquon. Yeah, it's supposed to be. But, you can find running backs. We got 1,000-yard rusher in the house. That's not even needed. I highly doubt. I put all my money that we don't pick him at 8. But
I play running back too.
No.
Sheesh. One time for the fan. About to go ahead and get up out of here, y'all. It's Super Bowl Sunday for 2 teams in the NFL. Everybody else, you're just watching the football game.
And everybody we watch Rihanna. Rihanna.
It's all about Rihanna today. Shout out to all the Falcon fans who's all been tuned in to One Time for the Fan. Everybody who's been supporting One Time for the Fan, we really do appreciate it. And the support has definitely just been overwhelming. We just started a Facebook group. And it's called One Time for the Atlanta Falcons. So I know there's a lot of times after the show or people's been sending messages, the comments just keep coming in. And we want to reach everybody. We want to talk Falcons football with everybody.
Yes.
So that's why we started a Facebook group. It's called One Time for the Atlanta Falcons. You can definitely go ahead and search it, pull it up, join the group. I'm one of the admins. Bodie's an admin. Chase is an admin. But we're here to talk Falcons football in a positive way.
That's the thing. We can't always get to the videos, y'all leave comments under the videos and stuff. So we all go under that group. That group is under the umbrella of One Time for the Fan. So we're going to see all of your messages. Y'all got any questions? Y'all got anything y'all want to put into the group? Just anything valuable Falcons wise, we there to answer them and give our take on them. So
Falcon fans, hit up that Facebook search. One Time for the Atlanta Falcons. We have a Facebook group. Once again, One Time for the Atlanta Falcons. We'll post it on our social media page. A lot of Falcon fans is going to be chatting it up starting from today. We try to make it a big surprise and add our first Falcon fan here on the show live, but then Chase was like, oh, F it, I'll just send it out to everybody. So now we have about 45 people all up in the group right now. But Chase is a big-time Falcon fan. He's a big-time podcaster here at One Time for the Fan. He was just so excited about the group. So I'm always glad to have, good friends around me. And Bodie's a good friend, and Chase has been a good friend too as well. Boo Man, whenever he's done mopping the floor, he does become a good friend too as well. But when he works, we have to make sure that he does his job. He missed his spot. Also, a lot of people have been telling us, man, y'all boys funny as hell, man. Like, I got some folks, you know what I'm saying, that I done grew up with that know me from school. Like, we be cracking jokes all the time. So if you heard some of our jokes on the podcast or, just
in our group chat, in our little group chat, we be cracking on each other. We do it
for those that just know us, just day to day. Like, people be like, man, y'all boys funny as hell. So somebody then came up with the idea, like, man, y'all boys got to go, viral, whatever they call it. So, man, there might be a TikTok page coming or something soon. You know what I'm saying? But we got some skits already, man. We got some funny skits, man. You got some stuff here, man. Man, I'm talking about, man, Hollywood stuff, man. You never know. But we'll start with this first. The One Time for the Fan Facebook group. It's One Time for the Atlanta Falcons. So I'll post it on the page. One Time for the Atlanta Falcons. Please join the group. Let's talk Falcons football anytime y'all want to. It's positive content. We definitely gonna weed out all the negative stuff. So don't be coming in here posting no doggone this player's trash and this player's no, I don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it. All these players right here fighting to make your day better. You know what I'm saying? Here you come up in here trash talking the team and the coaches and the player. We don't want to hear that. But we do keep it real in the group. Once again, it's about 45, 50 people in there right now. So one time for the Atlanta Falcons on Facebook. We got some people joining right now. So shout out to everybody who's here supporting one time for the fan. Now we can chop it up with y'all after the show. We can chop it up with y'all in the morning, during the week, whenever. One time for the fan. What the hell? One time for the Atlanta Falcons on Facebook. Bodie, before we get up out of here, Rihanna's about to hit the stage in a couple minutes. Any shout outs before we get up out of here? Anything you want to let the fans know, man? Because we had a good time today. We just had a little quick talk about what's going on here with the Falcons. But next week, I'm sure there'll be something very interesting to talk about. These next 7 days is about to be something's gonna happen.
I've been saying that you gonna put on the t-shirt. Price of the brick going up. Yeah, man. That was another thing. There's another thing. I know we're done, but I was remiss to not mention this, and you guys probably know. The last 2 times we picked a pass rusher at 8.
The last 2 times we selected a pass rusher at 8. We talked about it on the podcast Sunday with John from Out of Your Falcon Mind.
I just want y'all to know.
But go ahead, Bodie.
I'd be remiss to say it again. But the last time you picked a pass rusher at 8, it was Vic Beasley and who was the other guy?
Jamal
Anderson.
Okay. Vic Beasley and Jamal Anderson were your last 2 pass rushers that you selected at 8. It wasn't Terry.
Yeah. See, I mean, every draft is different. Okay, it's just, I mean, what didn't Micah Parsons? Where did he go? Like 9 last couple years ago, whatever.
He was shortly behind Pitts, I believe. Yeah.
Oh no, he went early. I don't know, but
that was 2 years ago with Pitts, the Pitts draft.
Yeah, he was in the Pitts draft. I don't know what pick he was. Was he like 9th or 10th or something?
I believe he was after us. Because when we drafted him, he was still on the board, right?
He was definitely on the board.
Fans were like, man, we could have got Parsons. It was either Parsons or Pitts, remember?
I mean, yeah, we could have got Parsons. But, that's neither here nor there. I'm trying to see. Hold on, get real quick. He went 12th in that draft.
Yeah.
He went 12th. You don't find a Michael Parsons every day. It's just tough. Okay. Now I got to do my research on these other cats, the Murphys and the Breeze and all the other stuff in the draft. But it's just tough. It's just tough. I couldn't tell you which way we're going.
If you're hearing what Bodie's saying, Falcon fan, there's a lot of people out here who's on that same tip where it comes to drafting a player at a certain number. When in your past, you've drafted 2 bust at that same number for that position that you need right now. So people's like, please don't draft Miles Murphy. Please don't draft Miles Murphy. But Bodie, when he brought that information to me, I was even lost. I was like, wait a minute. Who were the last 2 pass rushers we selected? He's like Vic Beasley and Jamal Anderson. At 8, not 7, not 4, not 6. I'm talking about the last one at 8 that we selected. Pass rusher was Vic. Before that was Jamal Anderson. Didn't turn out well here in Atlanta outside of the 1 season for Vic.
We can flip the script and say we picked at 8 last year, even though it was offense. We went to Drake London, and that was a boom.
It worked out well.
Hey, so that's my thing. Something to look forward to.
We're talking about pass rusher here now.
Scary.
Fans. Don't come over here talking about some, man, y'all boys talking about tight end. No.
Nah.
Pass rusher at 8. The last 2 that we selected was Vic and Anderson. Pass rusher, which is why I posted the other day. If you build up around the D line and the linebackers, you might go Christian Gonzalez at 8.
Maybe. I think
you might go Devon Witherspoon at 8.
Or Joey Porter Jr.
At 8. I'm not surprised sitting there watching the draft with y'all and waiting for them to say the Atlanta Falcons have selected cornerback Christian Gonzalez. I'm gonna sit there and turn around and say, hey, let's talk about it. Let's get somebody from Oregon in here quickly. Because you don't know what's about to happen until you see this team start to rebuild before the draft. You're going to see that in the next couple of days. That's why I'm excited as a Falcon fan. In the next couple of days, it's about to get serious. Honestly, in about 5 hours, shit's about to get real.
Yep.
For Falcon fans. Because once that Super Bowl strikes 0, it's man, come on. Get into that feeling like how I'm feeling. I'm waking up tomorrow morning and I'm holding the phone. I'm expecting news. I'm waiting for news. Tuesday, I'm waiting for news. This is not like how it was a couple weeks ago when you're sitting there watching, the Falcons. But nah. This is big right now. Tomorrow morning, waking up as a Falcon fan, knowing that you have the money. March 15th is right around the corner. You got to start in-house. You heard what Terry said, and now you're about to start. Getting the ball rolling.
I'm sorry to extend the draft of the talk, but yeah, we'll get y'all off of here. Let's get them off. The Super Bowl about to start soon.
Y'all want to start the Super Bowl? Y'all have a good time. Enjoy Rihanna. Any shout outs here, Bo?
Man, yeah, shout out to everybody who's tuning in to us today on this Rihanna Sunday. Shout out to everybody who in the chat talking to us on this Rihanna Sunday. Shout out to you, Jack, for producing the show on a Rihanna Sunday. It's a good Rihanna Sunday. I mean, no. Honestly, the new season starts after the Super Bowl for us. We're gonna make our in-house moves, like Jack's been saying all show, and it's just a new beginning. Okay, so I'm not on that same old Falcons shit. Everything like that shit that Grady was talking about, same shit, different year. We ain't with that no more. It's different.
It's a different year now, for real.
It's a different year, different shit. So I'm really optimistic about upcoming season. And truly, I would say after this is going into the next season. So shout out to success and shout out to future Super Bowl for us.
Falcon fans, Super Bowl's on the way. It's on the way. Just be patient, but it's on the way. We're going to get it. We're going to get it together. We're all going to be at the Super Bowl together. Super Bowl is getting ready to begin. Rihanna times 10, times 20, times 100.
Yeah, Rihanna counter.
It's all about Rihanna.
Rihanna.
Being a Falcon fan.
The Rihanna Bowl. Should have wore Rihanna shirt. Rihanna Bowl.
Sheesh. One time for the fan. We'll be back next week, Sunday. Might have a pop-up show this week. We'll see what's going on, but we will be back. Holla at everybody. One time for the Atlanta Falcons, one time for Bodie, one time for Chase, one time for everybody in the chat.
One time for chasing that wax on my car. Appreciate it.
Sheesh.
Did better. He came back.
We up out of here, y'all. One time for the Falcons.
Got the smudge out. We out.
Beyond.